Beloved, take a breath with me. Not just any breath, but this breath, the one that brings you back to your own field. Inhale presence and exhale permission. You're listening to the VybeShift Podcast, and today we're diving into a sacred transmission I call the art of inner anchoring amid outer agitation. This is episode 2 in our arc, keeping your vibrational center while those around you vibrate externally. And I want to begin with a truth many of us have lived before we were ever able to language it. Not everyone gets calmer because you do, but you don't have to get louder just because they did. What happens when the world spins and you don't? When we're surrounded by intensity, raised voices, triggered nervous systems, frantic pace, spiritual disconnection, it's easy to feel like we must adjust our frequency to survive, to blend in, to stay safe, to avoid being labeled as too calm, too soft, or ironically, too disconnected. But beloved, anchoring is not disconnecting. Anchoring is the deepest connection we can have with the present moment. It is choosing not to be swept away in someone else's storm. It is the spiritual technology of saying, I honor your wave, but I will not drown in it to prove I care. Why we match frequencies even when it harms us. Energetically, we are brilliant instruments of attunement. When others are dysregulated, our systems, especially for empaths and energetic porous beings, tries to stabilize the field by mirroring it. You may notice your voice tightening to match theirs, your breath shallowing in their presence, your own irritation rising even though you were fine 5 minutes ago. This is not weakness, it's an ancient survival instinct called co-regulation. But in a spiritually sovereign being, it must be updated. Anchoring is updating your inner software. It's rewriting the code from I match you to stay safe to I stay centered to stay safe. Anchoring says, I don't need to absorb you to hold space for you. I don't need to join your storm to offer shelter. And let's be real, beloved. This is not just poetic. This is practice. Now let's engage in a real-time vibrational centering exercise. If it's safe to do so, I invite you to gently close your eyes. Place one hand over your heart and the other on your belly. Feel where the breath naturally lands. Now, breathe deeper than the noise. Inhale, feel your spine elongate. Exhale, release any borrowed tension. Visualize roots growing down from your feet, deep into the earth, not grabbing, not clenching, but receiving. Letting the earth hold what you don't have to carry alone. And whisper softly to yourself, I return to my center, I return to my center, I return to my center. Stay here for a few more breaths, then open your eyes gently. Not back to the world, but back to your presence within it. Spiritual bypass versus energetic sovereignty. Let's talk truth. There is a difference between avoiding conflict and anchoring through it. Anchoring doesn't mean you don't feel. It means you refuse to let emotion override intention. Bypassing says, I'm above this. Sovereignty says, I'm within this, and I still choose presence. This is advanced soul work, beloved. To stay rooted without retreating. To stay soft without collapsing. To stay open without becoming absorbent. When you're the calm in the chaos, you may notice something powerful happens when you anchor consistently. You shift the field. Your nervous system becomes a tuning fork. Your calm becomes contagious, not by force, not by lecture, but by frequency. People may not know why they feel safer around you, but they do. And over time, this becomes sacred leadership. Embodied peace becomes vibrational influence. And that, beloved, is the revolution we're here to lead. Closing reflections, 3 anchoring prompts. As we close today, I leave you with 3 journaling and meditation prompts. Let these guide your own return to center this week. 1. When was the last time I gave my center away, and what did it cost me? 2. What does true energetic sovereignty feel like in my body? And 3. Where am I still confusing empathy with enmeshment? You are not responsible for the frequency of others, but you are a steward of your own. And in this sacred stewardship, you become a mirror of possibility, a lighthouse in the fog, a reminder that peace is possible even when the world forgets it. Thank you for sharing this space with me today. If this episode brought you back to yourself, consider sharing it with someone navigating noise. Let's be a quiet revolution together. Let's anchor the light. Until next time, stay sacred, stay sovereign, and remember, you don't have to match the storm to remember the sky.